Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So yeah, we've got two scenarios. I did highlight yesterday already that I will get rid of the overshooting B wave, which doesn't mean we couldn't get a pullback. In fact, I think a pullback is due at some point here now because we're hitting a ceiling. We start to see some bearish divergences appear on a few time frames, and we've got a good 5-wave move to the upside. It's just not that B wave structure. It's an impulse, which, and I did relabel this a little bit here. It's an impulse, and it's actually quite bullish. And yeah, you should be aware, obviously, that the overall trend is up. The scenario isn't changing, of course. The very short term is rapidly changing, but that's just part of the game. But the overall context isn't changing at all. We completed here a wave 1. On the 16th of February, a wave 2 in my opinion here on the 10th of March. Since then we did rally, did highlight to you in yesterday's video already that the chances of new bear market lows are obviously dropping. At least Elliott Waves tells us that at least as long as 1218 is holding, because the green support area did hold, those chances are dropping. So we can remain focused on higher, and I think that so far has been the right decision. We just need to be very much aware that these support areas need to hold, obviously, to push the price higher. If those support levels break, and there is nothing in the chart that would not allow them to break, yeah, support areas can always break, that will then be a signal that also Elliott Wave, the method of analysis, can give us that things are changing again. But for now, things are on track for higher. You can see here, this count so far is unchanged, that off this March high, March low, 10th of March low, we rallied in a wave 1, came down in 2. We're now rallying possibly in a third wave. Now there's another option here, but it's still all sort of part of the same structure in a larger third wave. That is sort of what I'm observing at the moment. Then a fourth down and a fifth up. Now, I did say before, this could also be a large ABC. Yeah, I mean, bear that in mind, but it doesn't change anything in the short term. So we want to ignore that to not confuse people too much. And that's basically it, right? As long as 1218 is holding, the overall larger trend is up, and we can consider this move up a third wave. I mean, let's say if we drop below the 10th of March low, I mean, I would probably have to reset the wave 2, but it would not necessarily mean that we continue with a bear market. For now, I'm focused on higher until things change, and as you know, I will keep you updated as best as possible if the larger context changes in the chart. Also here in the very short term then, I'm on the 1 hour chart already. Off the 10th of March low, we can count these 5 up, yeah, in a wave 1. We would then say that there's a chance we came down in 2 at the time we hit the relevant support area here, which I now took out, or actually I modified it based on the latest price action and moved it to the right. But this was a trend reversal. We rallied in another 5 waves. And I think there's a chance now to come back in this wave 2 here, that we had a 1-2 and now another 1-2 setup. I did change that earlier today looking at price action. So there's an orange support area here that would be based on this count 1-2, 1-2, which means there's a good chance we turn around in this orange support area. I highlighted it in orange because it's only one of the possibilities. So just wanted to emphasize that we've got 2 possibilities here. There's one support area here, there's another one here, depending on which count we look at. They're both relevant. Against both of them, we can focus on higher. So if we hold 1660, it will be the 1-2, 1-2 setup, and we could start in a third of a third rally next. That would be quite bullish. Or if we hold only the yellow box, so if we drop below 1660, we get back into the yellow box, then it will be the idea, similar to what I highlighted for Bitcoin, that it could be that we had here a larger wave 1, and we're coming down in 2, right? So that all of this was a wave 1, we come down in 2, that's the yellow box. I cannot say at this stage which one is more likely. They're both actually fairly likely. If you ask me, I prefer the 1-2, 1-2 setup, just because already back here, Ethereum hit the target, or not the target, but the support area. So yeah, it was a target range, but it was still very shallow wave 2. And now we've come up in a wave 1, and this just looks corrective at the moment, especially as we made a new low, so it looks nicely like an ABC. Levels that I would be watching out for. So tactically speaking, I mean, there is a chance again to scale in here. Yeah, I'm only mentioning it, not suggesting you do it, that you need to decide it for yourself. But because we have 2 support areas just sort of together, there's again the chance of just scaling here. Yeah, having a small position in up here and so on, and then scaling back down. Yeah, risking that not your entire position gets filled, but that's okay. That's part of the game. If your entire position doesn't get filled, at least the trade moves into your desired direction, right? But you have to decide that for yourself. So support starts at 1750, goes all the way down to 1473. The thing is, below 1473, this larger 1-2 setup will get very unlikely, and then we need to look at the structure, overall. But then we're back in the green support area. So there is support on different time frames, large fib levels, key support areas, and they will make it quite hard to bring the price down to new bear market lows. Of course, not impossible, but at the moment, the more of these support areas we're holding, the less likely are the bear market continuation scenarios. And I did highlight before that Ethereum's chart generally off the June low looks much more bullish than Bitcoin's, even though Bitcoin is currently outperforming Ethereum. That's not a surprise given the ETH BTC chart, and I've made a video on that today and in the last few days. That's also an explanation why in the very short term Ethereum structure is a little bit different to Bitcoin's. But yeah, wave 1-2 and another 1-2 and maybe now another 1-2 setup. So you don't get much more confirmation, and it can still fail, of course, because there is always a probability. It's always probabilities, no certainties. The only certainty that you have in the market is that there is a certain degree of uncertainty, right? So I think that's to put it best that way. But yeah, if you look at this, I'd be watching now. Can we hold that orange support area? As long as we do, we focus on higher. We already made a new low in the C wave. So basically, based on the structure, you don't need any more lows. But if we talk about, in terms of targets here for that B wave and the C wave, you look at possibly the 1.618 extension. 1 second, I just need to adjust that slightly. Yeah, you look at the 1.618 extension as a possible target here. So it's actually like that, isn't it? 1 second, just need to make sure I'm not mixing things up here. So if that was the high, we came down in A, moved up in B. Yeah, okay, so it's actually around 1707 sort of. There's a lot of confluence around the 1698 level and 1707, sort of in that region here. A golden ratio, 1.618 extension, ideal target for a C wave. Let's see, certainly an area to watch down here, but eventually everywhere in these support boxes price can turn around because there are different support areas. And then again, I give you these boxes because I can't always be there to make a video when there's a reaction. So you've got all the levels that are relevant, and when you watch the chart, depending on what time frame you're trading, and you see a reaction, that could be it. But if you choose the lazy approach, scaling in might be a way to go. Now again, no financial advice. That's what I like to do, especially as we can be focused, or at least I'm focused on the upside, given that we have those 5 wave structures to the upside, right? And not corrective. It's getting quite impulsive. But this week we can expect some volatility anyway. We've got the FOMC rate decision, and there's a lot going on this week. So it's going to be a very interesting week. Looking forward to it. But yeah, that's sort of my update. And I think we need a break above that B wave high to indicate that the trend is continuing to the upside. Yeah, that we are in the third wave. So that would be a break above 1846. Okay, that's my update about ETH. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.